Good morning. Welcome to Shawnee Mission Unitarian Universalist Church. My name is Kay Azar. You are welcome here no matter who you are, no matter where you come from, no matter your background. You are welcome here to join us as we proclaim worth in our spiritual journeys. You are welcome to join us as we sing songs that uplift our very beings. You are welcome to join us in community as we learn, live, and love together. All are welcome as we worship that which gives us meaning and value. No matter what you call this building, this hour, or this gathering of people, we worship as one body, illuminated by the light of the chalice. We are so happy that you've chosen this sanctuary in time, that you're here is something to celebrate. We extend an especially warm welcome to our visitors. We'll be waiting to chat with you at the welcome desk after the service. Remember, we were all newcomers once. And if you're joining us online, please say hi in the chat. We now invite everyone to rise and greet each other.
Good morning. First of all, I'm very excited to announce that Micah Rose and Daniel Doss and I have been scheming, and together the three of us are putting our minds towards the creation of a different kind of second service, which will serve our families and children. This will be a children's chapel, which will happen on the fourth Sunday of the month, just over there in the multipurpose room during the service. The kids will come in, stay through Time for All Ages, and then head on over to their own worship space where they will be singing, lighting the chalice, singing, doing rituals, singing, passing the plate, putting their little nickels in it, singing, listening to stories, singing, extinguishing the chalice, and singing. This will be an all-ages RE space, and it's going to take a long time to develop. And as you know, it takes a village to raise up children in small families. Well, families with small children, also large families. So if you've been wondering how to get involved with the kids, this is your moment to lend your weight towards a project that will surely teach our children about the beauty of community and the importance of liturgy. Just kidding. But really, the importance of liturgy. It is important. Really, we want to allow them a space to create bonds and experience their spiritualities in a healthy space where they feel empowered with the weight of a whole congregation underneath them. We need musicians, we need storytellers, we need elders, we need parents, we need everyone to go to Micah Rose, there she is, and go through the official RE volunteer process, which includes a background check, and the commitment here is truly what you want. It could be once a year you engage in chapel. It could be that you really want to help coordinate it. In order to start this off well, when the Sundays come for chapel for the next few months, I'll be leaving with the kids after Time for All Ages and leading the worship service alongside Micah and Will. Yeah. He will be our guitarist. And if you're a parent of junior hires and you haven't left yet, now is your chance to go to the junior high youth group room to meet with Shannon. Okay, great. Now, Miss Micah Rose.
Good morning, y'all. So I hear laughing, and I don't quite know why you're laughing, but I'm wondering if you, oh my gosh. Yes, look at those babies dancing. Oh my gosh. Okay, so if you're looking behind me, you're seeing a preview of the high energy, neon drenched joy coming to our multi-purpose room / RE hallway this Friday, the 13th. I know it's the 13th, but it's for babies, so it's fine, not spooky. We're hosting Baby Rave Heartbeats and Bass from 5:45 to 7:30. Okay, now this is a Valentine's dance party specifically for our families with kiddos aged 0 to 5. I mean, who doesn't love this? Truly. We'll have black lights, bubble machines, and plenty of heart-shaped snacks. We'll even have raffle prizes for our parents. Raffle. So it's also a stay and play event. So parents, bring your dancing shoes and your tiny humans for a night of radical joy. But to make this happen, we need a hype squad. I've got a couple of folks signed up for the hype squad. I'm super hype about the hype squad. I'm gonna be on the hype squad. Join us on the hype squad. So we need a few more volunteers to help with our Wednesday night setup and to run our glow stations on Friday. So that's gonna be some face paint. It's gonna be some glow-in-the-dark tattoos. It's gonna be some neon paint on black paper and probably all over your child, just because. That's how they work. So if you're a pro at refilling bubble machines, that baby said, yes, you are. Or you just want to be part of the most colorful night of the year, please come find me after service or check the link in the newsletter. Let's get these babies glowing. Okay. Now I have one more announcement. We are going to be starting the Architecture of Meaning, a 4-part intensive starting March 1st after service. Do you ever feel like you're living a silent theology, a set of deep values you haven't quite put into words yet? Join us for the Architecture of Meaning, a journey into the heart of what we believe and how we live. Over 4 meetings, we'll look back at the experiences that have shaped us, draft personal credos, and discover how our individual truths can help build a stronger, more faithful community. So whether you're a lifelong UU or a seeker looking for a spiritual home that honors your questions, there is a seat at the table for you. So come help us build something beautiful. Sign up is on Realm. Thank you.
And now for our Black UU history moment. You know, it's been a struggle to figure out who to talk about because the more I look, the more people I learn about, because these ministries were not taught to me in my UU education. Surprise, surprise. But there are so many amazing, pivotal Black figures in our theological past. Today, I'd like to tell you about Reverend Lewis McGee, who was an Army chaplain during World War I, and then was called back into chaplain specifically for the Battle of the Bulge in World War II. He is a graduate of Meadville Lombard Theological School in Chicago, which is our UU seminary, and he went on to found the Free Religious Fellowship of the Unitarian Church in Chicago, where he served a largely African-American congregation, now named All Souls Free Religious Fellowship. McGee was also the president of the Chicago Area Liberal Ministers Association, member of the American Humanist Association, where theologically he dealt with the issues at the intersection of race and humanism, the belief in the ability and responsibility of human beings to lead personal lives of ethical fulfillment that aspire to the greater good of humanity, specifically around race. And there you have him. There he is with his family. Today during the service, we're going to be spending more time with the ringing bowl in order to build compassion. And so to start for the call to worship, I'm going to ring it 3 times. So kiddos, I'd like you to sit down on your bottoms and put your hands in your lap. Come, let us worship. Please rise as you're willing and able for hymn number 6, just as long as I have breath.
Just as long as I have breath, I must answer yes to life. Though with pain I made my way, still with hope I meet each day. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to life. Just as long as vision lasts, I must answer yes to truth. In my dream and in my dark, always that elusive spark. If they ask what I did well, tell them I said yes to truth. Just as long as my heart beats, I must answer yes to love. Disappointment pierced me through, still I kept on loving you. If they ask what I did best, tell them I said yes to love.
As the scouts come forward to light our chalice, we invite you to recite our covenant. let us affirm that love is the doctrine of this church, the quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer, to dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge in freedom, to serve humanity in fellowship, to the end that all souls shall grow into harmony with the divine. Thus do we covenant with one another.
Hello? 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 Is it me? Is it me? Hello? Hello? Okay, we got it. We got it. We just had to threaten it with a different one. Could I have all the children come forward? Please have a seat, Scouts. Come on up here. Hi, everybody. Hi. Hola. Hi, everybody. Wow, you guys are behind me. Hi. Hola, Joaquinito. Hola. Okay, guess what I want to talk about today? Just guess. It's about to be St. Valentine's Day. What do you think I want to talk about? Love! Yay! Because why? Love is the doctrine of this church. What's up? High five. Yep. Vamos a hablar de amor. Hi, venga. Well, yeah. All right. So I want everybody in the whole room to close your eyes. Cierran los ojos, papi. And we're going to think about something that makes our heart sing. Something that you just love so much. And it's so easy to love. It might be a person, it might be a game, it might be a feeling, it might be a tree, it might be a type of learning. And we're going to take a deep breath together. Okay, now you may open your eyes. What did you guys think about? The earth. Your dog, yes. You also thought about your dog? Do you think about your cats? I thought about Blake's dog. Oh, about Blake's dog. Yeah, okay. Blake's dog, the mascot of our church. What else did you all think about? Yeah. My mom. Your mom and dad. Oh, I thought about my mom too. I just love her so much. What else? What else did you guys think about? Creativity. Yeah. What did you guys think about? Yeah. Your fam, and your dog, yeah. Your cat, What about you guys? What did you guys think about? Anybody want to shout something out? Your son, your dog. Chocolate, Chocolate is the doctrine of this church. Just kidding. What'd you say? A robin that comes to take a bath. A trail in the woods. Yes. Pikachu. Pikachu. So much love. There he is. He's with us. Anybody else have something that just makes your heart sing that you want to share? Sunsets. Theater. Yes. You know what else I really love? So much. This church, yeah. And this space specifically really, really, really makes my heart sing. And that's the point of what we're supposed to be doing here, don't you think? We're supposed to come here and open our hearts and feel love and feel reconnected to what we love about life. Okay, anybody have any last thing? Any thoughts on love? Yeah. ¿Qué? ¿El gallo? ¿Carro? Ah, a él le encantan los carros. Cars make his heart sing. Oh, he helps a lot with the cars. Wow. Or they help him. Yeah. Okay. I love you, Joy. I love you all so much. So much love here. Specifically you, Joy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. I did say I love you, Joy. Well, I'm going to let you all go to your classes and enjoy your time together. And remember today in your classes, what are you going to focus on? Love. Okay. Go.
Peace, go now in peace. May the spirit of love surround you everywhere, everywhere you may go.
Every week, every month, as we as a community take time to reflect on a theme. The children do so in their classes, and we do it here in worship in our small groups. This month, the theme is resilience, and how perfectly matched with love. I've got to tell you, I struggled with this. The task put before me today was to talk about love, resilience, and compassion. I had a lot of wise words available to use, but how in my lived experience, could I put them together? I see myself as a loving, compassionate person who happens to be resilient. But then its niggling feeling started slipping into my thoughts. Am I really? I have loved and lost, or nearly lost, many people in my life. I didn't totally fall apart because I was resilient. So how did I get that way? I was never alone during these times. Come to find out, that's the stuff resilience is made of. Others who love and surround and hold us up. It was almost 30 years ago, my daughter was in a horrific car versus motorcycle accident. Our friends, her friends, came and surrounded us for days until she stabilized. The same thing happened when my husband required emergency bypass surgery. Yes, I am probably naturally disposed to be resilient, but I also had the advantage of being raised in a loving family, of being an only child for 8 years before my siblings came along and had a lot of loving attention. My family, it happened, were shining examples of love and resilience. It's been written that love and compassion act as the fundamental driver of resilience. I think that what I saw as love really included the acted-on concept of compassion. This month's Soul Matters material confirmed this idea, that while resilience has a lot to do with what's inside of us, it is even more dependent on what's between us, like empathy, assurance, and love. I come to this place and stay because I know I can count on support in times of need. We light candles every week because speaking our problems and our joys is actually good for us and allows others around us to offer support. I hope that's at least one of the reasons you come here too. Rather than having to grin and bear it, come, grab my hand, it's reaching out to you, as are many others here, and together we can move through this world.
We come to this place to see and be seen, to teach and be taught, to hear and be heard. I invite you to reach over and nudge the person sitting next to you, reminding them and yourselves that we are gathered together in peace and in authenticity and in intention, and today I'll say in love. We also come to this place to share our joys and sorrows. If you have a rare joy or a profound sorrow, I invite you to come forward and light a candle and share briefly in 2 to 3 sentences. sanctuaries of our hearts and sing.
We hear your words, we witness your life in all of its heaviness, in all of its brilliance, and we carry your joys and sorrows in a shared heart.
Let us take a moment to come more fully into this space. We will have a longer meditation today with a homily, a shorter homily later, so let us take our time in this moment. Closing your eyes, letting the corners of your lips turn up in gratitude for our lives and for this time together. You can put your hands up in your lap, palms up. Our meditation today will be focused on our heart space and our palms. Your only task is to follow your breathing and imagine a little golden light deep inside your chest, halfway between the front and back, and 2 golden lights in your palms. And as you breathe in, they glow, and as you breathe out, they dim. Throughout this meditation, just keep coming back to this space. We will do several loving kindness meditations, as well as the ringing bowl, several times. Notice how good it feels to open your heart, from this place of love. Let us bring into this circle of care the U.S. immigrant population who are at risk of humiliation, racism, harm, and abduction. As you sit quietly, I invite you to draw into your mind someone you know who is a 1st or 2nd generation immigrant to the U.S. Someone who it is easy to love. Imagine them smiling, proud, supported, grounding, and safe. Keeping them in your mind's eye, repeat after me. May you be free from suffering. May you be free from harm. May you be free. Letting the corners of your lips turn up again. In gratitude for this love, for the warmth in your heart. In the wake of rampant racism that ranges from images being shared about the only Black president in history to the reign of terror that all people of color are facing right now, let us draw into our hearts and minds someone of color in our lives. Someone, again, who is easy to love. Imagine them smiling, succeeding, joyful, full of life, and safe. As you breathe in, notice how the light glows. Imagine their face again and repeat after me. May you be free from suffering. May you be free from harm. May you be free. Bring your attention to your heart space again, noticing the feeling of openness and warmth, letting the corners of your lips turn up in gratitude to love. And now let us turn our attention to all of the Black, brown, and indigenous SMUUChers who are connected to this beautiful community through friendship and family, collegiality, leadership, community, as people of faith. I invite you to draw into your mind someone from this community, imagining them surrounded, loved, peaceful, at ease, safe. Smiling again, drawing your attention to the golden light in your palms and in your heart. In gratitude for this opportunity to grow in our love in ways we could not imagine. Lastly, we turn our attention to someone who is less easy to love. Ourselves. We who struggle under empire in our own ways. We who have been complicit by making ourselves small or by upholding racism in a million tiny ways. Wed the light to the light and put your hands over your heart, smiling. Imagine yourself happy, free from the fetters of a pinched heart towards ourselves and towards others. Feel the beating of your own heart. Repeat after me. May we be free from suffering. May we be free from harm. May we be free. Rilke said, be patient toward all that is unresolved in your heart, and try to love the questions themselves like locked rooms and like books that are written in a very foreign tongue. Do not now seek the answers which cannot be given you because you would not be able to live them. And the point is to live everything. Live the questions now. Perhaps you will then gradually, without noticing it, live along some distant day into the answer. Smiling once again, swallow deeply to the very back of your throat, and you may open your eyes. And now we will sing our meditative hymn.
Even though we are searching, even though we are hurting, even though when the world feels so disturbing, love will persist. We will persist. Even so, even though we are trying, even though we are crying, even though as the innocent are dying, love will persist. Love will persist. Love will persist. We will persist. Even so. Even so, even so.
Our first reading today from the Tao Te Ching, Transforming Power. Your love contains the power of 1,000 suns. It unfolds as naturally and effortlessly as does a flower, and graces the world with its blooming. Its beauty radiates a transforming energy that enlivens all who see it. Because of you, compassion and joy are added to the world. That is why the stars sing together, because of your love.
In a cold and dripping chamber, Valentine wept. Deep below the surface of the earth, the young man sank down onto a lone piece of furniture in his holding cell, a stool. And from his eyes fell great tears rippling across the puddled floor, evidence to his disbelieving eyes of the preciousness of each tear shed, each moment. For Valentine's breaths were numbered, his hours limited. He was to be executed, beheaded by the emperor. He stared down at his hands, locked his gaze upon his own flesh and instruments of defiance, and wept, not only for himself, but for the world. For Valentine wasn't the only thing being put to death that fateful day nearly 2,000 years ago. Valentine's heart wasn't the only heart that would cease to beat. The human heart itself was being executed. Love's body laid upon the guillotine to be sliced and desecrated for all the world to see. And then its own blood-red tears would drip and ripple across the world, a horrible evidence to the disbelieving eyes of the people that love was finally and officially dead. For you see, Valentine lived in a time of great conflict, a time of war, a time when the emperor had outlawed love. As Valentine wept in his cell, not far from him pealed a terrible cackle up in the tower where Claudius the Goth sat alone. "I need it for my ego," screamed the emperor. "Love is gone forever," he cried in celebration, "and I'm the one who killed it." Next, Valentine heard the clanking and banging of the armor as the emperor stepped into his full-body suit of metal that covered every single last inch of his humanity, and Valentine listened closely as a groveling attendant snapped him in from behind so that now the emperor was entirely covered, face and hands included, in a thick shield that hardened the softness of his arms and chest into metal, with sweaty chainmail gathering on the tender slope of his neck and digging into his wrists. A shell encased him that made even a single touch impossible. And off the emperor went to kill more people. As he lurched towards his wide-eyed and terrified horse, he didn't have to say goodbye to anyone. Because he wasn't just any emperor, he was Claudius the Goth, and he was the one who had outlawed marriage. It was the 3rd century, and he was the one who had figured out that soldiers wouldn't come to war if they were allowed the stirrings of compassion for their fellow humans, that the young men would defect if they could make love, that those little pansies would just spend all their day doing theological work, encased not in full metal jackets, but in a golden, warming glow of knowing deep inside that they could live in a world so beautiful and caring and functional that no one needed to fight or die. Therefore, Claudius had outlawed love. He had outlawed marriage. His empire was dependent on people not having compassion. He had even captured that pesky little Valentine, who was rotting in a holding cell as he spoke. Valentine, who had been a tricky one to silence. Valentine, who had darted so stealthily to make sure the heart was well. Valentine, who had defied the emperor's anti-love laws. Valentine, who had married people in secret. Valentine, who had held his hand over people in haystacks and rural chapels and blessed them, believing that the warmth and compassion could be worthy of all the money in the world. Valentine, who listened to people talk about their affection and told them that their feelings were good. Valentine, who knew that the warmth that flows between us is like a ray of light plucked by the moon herself, that the love of humanity touches our lips like holy wine. Valentine, who believed that loving makes love, and that love is a sacred act. Valentine, who now cried openly into his warm palms, not weeping just for the end of his own life, but for the end of love. And indeed, later that day, a fateful day in 3rd century Italy, a loving young priest named Valentine was publicly executed, thinking that the beating heart of this world died alongside him. But has love died? Has there ever been anything powerful enough to kill it? Joke's on all the haters of the world, because here we are 2,000 years later celebrating Saint Valentine. Joke's on racism, joke's on your divorce, joke's on abductions, joke's on death, because here we are still hopeful, still loving, still worshiping the sheer possibility of it, still dipping our empty cups despite all the loss and pain and disappointment we've been through, still dipping up that sweet, sweet nectar of divine love, gulping down that cool, clear, sacred, quenching love that we need in order to live. Yes, jokes on all the cruelty and all the violent attempts at tamping out our heart's song, because our love cannot be stopped. Our deepest duty is already decided. Our tractor beam is set. Our calling as individuals in our community is simply love. Our role as a house of faith is to have faith in love. Because when it comes to oppression from the state, when it comes to laws that choke the spirit, there have always been religious communities who did their job right and sang that sweet song of unsanctioned love. There have always been people like us who remained beholden to a love that is larger than what their current society can imagine and can conceive of. After all, Valentine was sainted by the Catholic Church, written into the history books because he embraced transgressions from societal norms around love and fought for something that everyone knew deep down was right. He was lifted up because he valued kindness and love and the illogical nature of compassion when everyone around him was turning towards murder and war. He was sainted, cemented into forever venerated holiness for loving love within empire. And in this moment of sainting, the church was doing its job, just like we Unitarian Universalists do when we choose love amidst empire. When we insist on centering the margins, when those in the highest office in our nation are hell-bent on hatred. We are doing our job when we say that diversity, equity, and inclusion are part of our religion because they're fundamental to a healthy spirituality. Because we believe that hatred and racism and separation of families and human trafficking and impunity are outside the bounds of sacred love. That defying courts and saying one thing and doing another is out of covenant. That abuse of power and having power over others is wrong. Because we believe that the human heart and passion and love is the way. Indeed, Valentine knew what many of us are fighting for today. that loving one another in whatever way we do, as friends, as family, as lovers, as fellow humans, is part of our survival. That what happens to our siblings happens to us, that oppression anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere. So on this very, very, very special Valentine's Day Sunday, I would like to encourage us to once more put your hands up in your lap, palm up. I invite you to gaze down upon your own hands and view them as our very instruments of defiance against the tyranny of racism, fear, and intimacy. Placing your hands over your heart, I would like to encourage us to fight empire with compassion, to do as St. Valentine did and love ourselves through empire. And here at church, let us remember that we built these hallowed walls specifically because we believe that love is good and because we wanted a space where anyone could bring their full selves to worship. So that when we step into these doors, we step out of our suits of armor, lay down our swords and shields, and rest assured knowing that we are safe here to be human and that humans are safe here. Knowing that this is a place committed to centering the margins, a place where we can find communion with other searching, hurting souls, a place where we can call into this sanctuary a love that is big enough for everyone, that leaves no one out, not even you who loves under empire, not even you who loves.
The work of the church depends on us, our generosity of time, wisdom, and financial resources. We invite you to give generously to support the ongoing work of the church. The offering will now be given and received in grateful appreciation of our shared values. Let us affirm that we extinguish this flame, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts, and we are together again. Please rise as you are willing and able for our closing hymn, number 100, I've Got Peace Like a River.
I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river. I've got peace like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain. I've got joy like a fountain in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean. I've got love like an ocean in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow. I've got pain like an arrow in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops. I've got tears like the raindrops in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain in my soul. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain. I've got strength like a mountain mountain in my soul.
This week, I invite you to have strength like a mountain in your soul. Go in peace.